Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Pony Montana, and today I am back with another episode of The Basics, man. If you guys have been appreciating these series, this series, smash that like button like right now because you already know that I'm dropping tips that are definitely gonna help you guys out. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It definitely helps the channel grow. And it's truly appreciated, man. Now, let's get right into this. We're going to be talking about reading defenses. That is today's episode. That is why you guys are here. And right off rip, I'm going to let you know reading defenses has gotten harder through the years because now everybody is a fan of base aligning, excuse me. Everybody's a fan of base aligning. So we're going to come out in a random stick play. We are running a cover zero right now. We are base aligning. And when you do that, when you base align, it literally makes it so that every single play that the defense could be running is literally they're lining up in the same spot, no matter what type of coverage they're in. They're backed up the same amount. The safeties are leveled at the same perfect amount every single time. But I got to tell you, there's no such thing as reading a defense pre-snap anymore if they are base aligning. If they are not base aligning, we can go over that as well. But we'll go over it in a second. But if they're not base aligning, if they are base aligning, it's up to you to read the safeties. The safeties are the key to you guys knowing exactly what the defense is doing. Now, how do you read the safeties, you might add? Now, if the safeties are staying back, you know for a fact that they are in a zone. If they're splitting apart, you know that they're in some type of cover 2 shell. If one of the safeties is moving up, you know that they're in a cover 3. If the safeties kind of creep in together, that's the clear indication that they're in a cover 4. Now, this was a cover 0. The way you read a cover 0, and a cover 0 is an all-out blitz. Like, literally, no one is in a zone. It's 0 people are in a zone. That's why it's called a cover 0. No one is back in coverage. You got people that are manned up, and the rest of them are either blitzing or they're double manned up on people. Now, the way you know that you're facing a cover 0, look at the safeties. As soon as you call hike, they're looking to man up on people. As you can see, he is completely eyeing this guy for what? If he was in a zone, he would be trying to play his zone. This guy on this side, literally, he is chasing this guy who's on a flat pattern. So that's how you can tell whether you're facing a cover 0. Cover 0, boom. The safeties are chasing people. Like, that's the clear indication that you should get the ball out fast, very fast, on a very good man beater route, a drag, a slant, a quick corner route, or anything of the sort to get the ball out of your hands fast, or else you're going to be taking a sack. Now, let's move on to the next play. Let's call TO. Let's move on to a cover 1. Where's the cover 1? All right, boom. This one's actually perfect. We are facing a cover 1 with an actual blitz. So let's get back into our empty set. Let's go into stick. We're facing cover 1 with a whatchamacallit. Now, cover 1 is one of those that's kind of like cover 3, where it has the deep safety in the middle of the field. But once you base align, like I told you guys before, once you base align, all bets are off and everybody moves back to their original spot. I have no idea why this guy's not moving back, but okay. I just had to press him, and now he's moving back. We are base aligned, and we are in a cover 1, and it looks exactly like the cover 0. Now, in a cover 1, same thing happens, and he ends up throwing a dot. But I'm going to show you exactly what happens. In a cover 1, same thing happens, and this is why you have to read both safeties. Because in a cover 1, one of the safeties comes down. As you can see, this guy came down because he was manned up while my guy was on a blitz. And the other safety stayed up. That is a very, very clear, that's why you got to keep an eye on the safeties, and that's how you read the defenses. You have to read the defenses by this specific thing. The safeties are the clearest indication of what of what your defender is running on you. Sometimes the other safety might be in a zone, he might be in a hook, he might be in a 3-rack, but one of the safeties is always going to back up and just guard the deep back. As you can see, he's just chilling back there while the other safety's running around doing a lot of work. Now that's cover 1. Let's get into a cover 2. Cover 2, let's get right into a Tampa 2. And the Tampa 2, this is your... Why is this guy over there? I don't get it. I'm trying to press him so he moves back. Now, this is your regular Tampa 2. We're pressed right now, but we're base aligned. Okay, he's going to keep on doing that, isn't he? Yep, he's going to keep on doing that. This game is so broken. All right, so this is your regular Tampa 2. You got your 2 safeties in the back. We are base aligned and we're pressed right now. We're pressed not because we're in a Tampa 2, but just because that guy over here keeps moving back. So, Tampa 2, once again, you learn how to read a cover 2 by looking at the safeties. As soon as they call hike, they called hike, and the safeties completely split apart. And I'm going to show you guys that. As soon as you call hike, the safeties, they don't come down. They're not manned up. They're not doing this. They're not doing that. The safeties completely split apart, showing that the deep middle of the field is completely open. That is what a cover 2 does. Now, obviously, the rest of the people are doing their own thing. These guys are all in zones. This guy actually pressed really, really well. I don't think the other guy did. Yeah, the other guy didn't press really well, but that's how you can tell that somebody is in a cover 2 by the way the safety split. As you can see, they're pretty far wide apart from each other. Like, as soon as you call hike, you see them safeties back up and go to the outside. Cover 2 automatically, immediately, you guys should know that. Simple. We're moving on to the next. Cover 3. We're going to go to a cover 3 sky. And just like the cover 1, cover 3 looks just like the cover 1. But obviously, everybody is in a zone instead of being in man coverage. So we're going to base align to give it the same exact look. As you can see, same exact look as a cover 2. Same exact look. But once you call hike, this deep safety moves back instead of splitting apart like the last time. So we're going to let him call hike. You got all your guys that are in zones. And he actually threw right to me. Let's get the pick right there. Let's show you guys the instant replay on that, because this and cover 1 are probably the most confusing things to actually face, because once you call hike, this guy is in a zone, and he kind of shows that he's in a zone and he's going to play his zone because he's not eyeing anybody. He just starts going to the right because he is in a curl. Now, your deep safety obviously backs up like all the other times that you had to deal with a cover 3. That is how you read a cover 3. One of the safeties backs up and the other safety plays a zone. Whether it's a hook or a curl or a quarter flat, your other safety always ends up playing a deep a zone, whether some cloud, some corner, some hook. That is how you read a cover 3. Very simple, but it does get confusing when people start sprinkling it in with a cover 1. Just letting you guys know. Even I get confused, but at this point, that's when you can start reading all the other guys that are on the field and know exactly what's going on. Now, next on the list is a cover 4. So let's call timeout so I don't have a cover 4 as an audible. So we got to go into a cover 4. And cover 4, it kind of looks exactly like a cover 2 a lot of the times. But the difference between a cover 4 is, once again, the safeties. Say it with me. The safeties. We're going to base align the cover 4. And it's going to look like every other coverage. Your guys are backed up. You guys are doing this. They are in their base alignment. Once you call hike, well, let me show you guys this first. If you guys are not if they're not base aligned, the cornerbacks are like 10 yards. They're like 10 yards up away from the receivers. That's how you know that it's a cover 4. But once they base align, you can't tell until they hike the ball. As always, like I said before, you can't tell pre-play. They hike the ball, watch the safeties. The safeties don't. Oh, okay, good job. The safeties do not creep up. They do not spread apart. The safeties move back and in a little bit because they're all in deep quarters. The safeties back up and move in, as you can see, because they're all in deep quarters, and that's the clearest indication that you are running against a cover 4 and you're going to have decent time to make a read, because who in the hell is going to sit there and blitz 100 people in a cover 4? Very just weird, and nobody does that. Nobody does that. So this is how you read a cover 4. Look at the safeties. As soon as you call hike, they move up and they move in a little bit. Now, I believe that that's the last coverage that I should go over, because cover 6 and cover 9, they're hybrids. They're hybrids, and there's really no way to tell. Honestly, even after snap, you just kind of have to make your reads. And that's why cover 6 and cover 9 are very confusing defenses to run against, because one side plays a cover 2 and one side plays a cover 4. One side plays a cover 3 and one side plays a cover whatever. And like that's what cover 6s and cover 9s are. They're literally just hybrid. They're literally hybrid defenses where one side is playing a specific type of coverage and the other side is playing their own specific type of coverage. And it's very, very hard to explain. It's very, very hard to explain how to read a cover 6 and a cover 9. So honestly, that shouldn't be in a basics video, because it's just not a basic thing to deal with. You know what I mean? So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but we did go over the main defenses that you guys will be facing and coming up against. Cover 2, cover 0, cover 1, cover 2, cover 3, and cover 4. As always, man, my name is Pony Montana. I will see you guys in the next video. As always, man, thank you guys for your support, man. 2 fingers, man. Deuces, y'all.